Today there's more student loan debt in the economy than credit card debt. It's only second to mortgage. People are scared of that. They're scared to start a family. They don't want to buy a house. They can't get started. It's a huge drag on the economy. And it's also getting in the way of us competing as a nation in a brain-powered economy. Imagine if we don't educate those brains we need to educate. How are we going to compete in a global brain-powered economy? Other countries are investing in education and in science. We need to match that investment.
We're going to do whatever it takes to be able to make it happen financially, and if it means taking out loans or, getting second and third jobs, we'll do it. Just so she can have the education and welcome from a school that she worked really hard to get into.
Come a week from Tuesday, we'll be victorious. We'll go out and fight this fight. Thanks for having us.
I don't think people mean to take advantage of them. I just think that they need to have a better voice. Part of it is that they don't really participate in large percentages in voting. The state needs to remain committed to keeping costs down. And so that's something that the state needs to do with the UC system, the state system, and the community colleges. Let's figure out a way to prioritize the educational backbone that built this economy, that made this the Golden State, and keep those costs down. And then the federal government needs to make sure that we are investing. We have to make sure that we're providing grants and loans for people who need them, because, again, if we don't educate the people who need to be educated, who are qualified, we won't be able to compete in a brain-powered economy.
The more well-educated the populace is in California, the better jobs people are going to have, the more income tax they'll be paying to the state, the more likely they are to become homeowners, buy property, pay property tax. And of course, once you have a good job and a home, you have a lot of purchases you have to make, so they'll pay more sales tax. So higher education actually, while we have a deficit now, higher education will promote revenue for the state, which will end any kind of state deficit and be good for the individuals and great for the state. It's critical to keep people like Scott and Susan in office, and keep me in office too.
Alright, ready on three, say Scott Peters! 1, 2, 3! Scott Peters!
Yeah, on the count of 3, say lower student loans.
This is an enormous burden, and it affects every part of our economy. And it seems to be no one's doing anything about it. And by the way, it's evil. I mean, it is literally evil, because you are taking students and you are promising these students, if they go to a 4-year college, they're going to have a better life. They're going to enter the middle class. They're going to have security and a career. And they're surrounded by a bunch of liars. It's like the hugest lying conspiracy I've ever seen. These kids are paying for their education, going into debt, they graduate, those middle class jobs aren't there. They've been outsourced, they've been eliminated, they've been automated, they're gone. So it's just one big fraud that's taking place here, and it's incredibly dangerous, and it's an incredible disservice to students. And it seems to me no one wants to tell them the truth.
He was really funny this morning when I was dropping him off for school. He asked me, "Mommy, what do you do when I go to school?" And I told him, "I go to school. Every day you go to school, I go to school. And when you go to sleep, I'm at work." And I go, "When does Mommy sleep?"
Right now I work and I go to school and I have my children. This is the end of my 3rd year at the community college, and I'm getting ready to apply for 4-year. My hope is after that to apply for pharmacy school and become a pharmacist. I do worry that the more I move on in my education, the harder things are going to be, and the more they're going to want from me, and the more time they're going to want from me there. And I'm kind of worried that I might not be able to work as much as I go on. And it's not even just student loans. I might have to think about loans to take out just to live, and to take care of my kids while I go through school. Living at my parents' house, it is less expensive than living on my own, but it's very difficult.
Sick, so he set his dog up there.
Yeah, you have fun.
And then
Have fun at the carnival.
I will.
Okay, love you.
Bye, Oreos.
I'm hoping that the career I chose gives me enough money that I can have at least a decent home. I don't need anything big or fancy, but just a home for my kids and me, and still have enough money left to pay the loans. But I mean, those are hard things to worry about right now. Right now, my goal is just to get through school, and somehow, hopefully, all that'll work out in the end.
It almost feels like a dream or like some distant memory, like another life, you know, like I'm definitely a different person from then, and I learned a lot from that, you know, and I'm finally, you know, reaching some goals, and pretty soon I'll have my bachelor degree. It's war, you know, it's you know, I was definitely in danger. Like when I was in Iraq, I was doing convoys and I was on the road all the time, and it was dangerous when I was out there, you know, 7.5 months of that. And then like another deployment on, you know, a ship, you know, constantly put in, you know, in danger from different exercises and different things. It's like, it's a high risk job, you know, but I looked at it as like any other job, you know, I'm getting paid to do. And in the back of my head, it's always like, I'm going to, you know, get my school paid for, and like, I'm going to earn this, you know, like this is going to help me pay, you know, help pave my future. This is me when I was a gunner in Iraq doing convoys throughout the country. Manning 240 Bravo, which is like a automatic machine gun, like belt fed. We all want to strive to better ourselves in that, you know, financially, like there's this like roadblock, and it's this like roadblock of debt, and like we can't get over it. So I feel for them in that, but then when they try to say like, oh, you're lucky because you don't have debt, and I think that kind of pushes my buttons, because they don't know the things that I've seen and the things that I had to like go through to like come to this place in my life, you know, like I made sacrifices to be like where I'm at right now. You know, I'm definitely not taking anything for granted and working very hard at it.
So this is me when I graduated nursing school back in '07. I was a wonderful, hopeful graduate of nursing and couldn't wait to start my life, my American dream. And I sit here now on this couch looking at this woman, not even recognizing her anymore. And it's tough. It's to the point where debt is never going to go away. And am I going to ever retire? I'm going to be working forever. Every day is thinking about all these bills I have to pay. Every month when I pull out my checkbook, it's just a scary feeling of making a choice. Do you eat less? Do you not pay this bill this month? And you're thinking, if I default on my student loans, it's just going to accrue fees. When you have a $60,000 debt to pay, it's really scary when your own company cannot compensate you for that. And this is something I'll be paying forever.
When did you get that sticker?
I will show you. I have one. They're up there on the sewing machine. You want to do that while I do my homework?
Sure.
Thank you. It makes me really angry because a lot of people say, well, you did it to yourself. You put yourself in that debt. But I made that choice because I want to keep my job. In order to stay competitive, I have to go to school. I have to get my bachelor's. I have to get my master's. Once I graduate with my master's degree, I'll probably end up paying, I want to say maybe $600 a month, $500, $600 a month. And that is something that will be with me till the day I die. It's my forever loan. Okay, Mommy can't study right now. You're too busy for me.
Oh, there they are. Yay! Mama!
We get a lot of elderly people in our hospital. When I see someone in their 20s there, I know it's usually due to drug overdose, life problems, suicide, and I don't want to say it's due to financial aid loans, but I think it's due to a lack of hope, no future, no light at the end of the tunnel. When can Mommy do her homework, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do my homework later?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I really feel for these graduates when they're coming out of school and they're so hopeful, and there's just no jobs for them, and their American dream is basically destroyed. Mommy's tired.
First of all, there are no jobs out there. And then, there's this, because there are no jobs, you don't make your payments. And suddenly your $38,000 loan becomes a $100,000 loan, which used to be a nice mortgage on a middle-class house. And suddenly you have to pay this. You can't discharge it in bankruptcy like you can almost anything else. So it sticks with you for life. They're actually garnishing people's disability checks who have been disabled, and they are taking their student loan payments out of these disability checks. So, it's affecting everybody. It's affecting students now and in the future. And these people are graduating into a global economy where they're competing professionally. They're competing with people around the world. And they're competing with the added burden of not only having reduced wages, but having this burden of 10% or more of their income being taken out of their paycheck without, any recourse month after month, year after year.
I'm filming you. Oh, do you have anything special to say? Thank you. Oh, you're welcome.